Okay, Bryce, so you asked for a video to help with your hips since you play basketball and your hips are tight and you have a lower back. And I'll make you a couple videos. This one, I was going to just do all standing poses, so then hopefully I'll have time to do some more where there's other poses either down on the mat or on your knees. So, to start off this video, just spread your legs wide, all 10 toes facing in the right direction. We're just going to do some stretches that kind of bring the ribs away from the hips to kind of loosen that up a little bit. So just reach down with your left hand as far as is comfortable. And then what you'll do next is you'll bring your hand up kind of by your ear and make sure that shoulder is kind of back and your elbow is up. And on an inhale, you're going to reach and look up. On an exhale, bring that arm back down and look down to the mat. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale one more time and hold. Taking some deep breaths here, feeling kind of the ribs pull away from the hips. And then inhale, slowly rise up, letting the hands drop down. That left foot is going to pivot out so the toes face towards the short edge of the mat. And there's our cat stick. And you're going to reach out and just let that hand drop down as far as feels comfortable. If you kind of go past your knee, you'll feel that inner thigh rotate out. You got the cat's tail in the video. Anyways, so kind of the same thing where we're stretching here, but this time on the inhale, you'll just drop the hand and reach forward. On the exhale, drop it down like a pendulum. Look back. Inhale, reaching forward, kind of following your hand with your eyes. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale, following that hand with your eyes. Exhale, reaching back. And then on the next inhale, coming down, reaching forward, holding for a few breaths here. Again, pressing into that right foot, all the front of your toes and your heels, so you feel that thigh open up. On the exhale, dropping the hand down, rising up. So pivoting all 10 toes so they're facing the long edge of the mat. We'll go to the other side. Letting that right hand just drop down. Bringing the hand up so that it's by your ear and you're kind of feeling that your shoulders shrug back. On an inhale, reaching, looking up at the hand. Exhale, bending the arm, looking down. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, looking down again. And then on the inhale, reaching, looking up toward that hand. Taking a few breaths here. And then inhale, rising up, bringing the hands down. Pivoting that right foot out so that the toes reach towards the short edge of the mat. And then you're just going to let that hand drop down the side. If it comes, you kind of feel as you're pressing into that foot, the inner thigh rotates open. And then inhale as you reach forward, following the hand. Exhale, dropping back, following the hand. Inhale, reaching forward, kind of rotating the side up. Exhale, dropping the hand, rotating that side up again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then on the next inhale, reaching up, following the hand, glancing up. Pressing into that front foot, the balls of the toes, all four corners of the feet. And then inhale, rising up, letting the hand drop down. Keeping the legs spread wide, but your toes are going to face the corners of your mat. And so we're just going to squat down. And when you squat down, making sure you engage that belly and protect the lower back. You can keep your hands on your hips. And rise up. Inhale, sinking down. Inhale, rising up. Can't do it both ways. So inhale, sinking down. Exhale, rising up. Inhale, sinking. Exhale, rising up. Again, trying to make sure that your spine is straight as you sink down. Rising up. And this time when you squat down, what we're going to do is rock from side to side. So start to rock and change the weight. But stay up, keep the belly engaged, right? Protect that lower back. Continuing to breathe. And then we're just going to slowly lower down. You might want to kind of wiggle your feet wider apart. You're going to lower down, kind of like a runner's lunge sideways. And this foot can stay planted, or you can point it up to the sky. So since we have weak ankles, you can keep your fingertips on the floor like this. If you need to kind of plant that opposite foot down to maybe rise up, you can do that. And just breathing deeply here. Again, if it's intense on your ankles, like we don't have great flexion in our ankles, it's okay to lower the fingertips down and point the opposite toes up to the sky. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So just rising up but staying low, kind of walking those hands across, coming to the toes over here. Again, depending on your ankles and which side is weaker, one side might be easier to rise up. Maybe once you're up, the opposite foot can twist up. Whoop! Or you might fall, catch yourself on the wall. Coming to the other side. Again, staying low, just kind of walking across, keeping the belly engaged when you go across like that, right? Protecting that lower back. Breathing. This side's my weaker ankle, so I'll keep my fingertips down. Walking across again to the other side. Rising up, you can bring your hands to heart center. Trying not to fall like I did. We'll go back to the other side. So we'll do each side one more time. Breathing through the nose. Going back to the other side, walking slowly, engaging that belly, protecting that lower back. Again, this ankle's a little stronger for me, so I just keep that opposite foot down. We saw what happened if I fall back. this time when you walk your hands to the middle, you are just going to kind of straighten up a little, bring those hips up to the sky. You can walk your feet a little wider apart, still pointing towards the outer edges of the mat. And then you're just going to lean to that side, reach those hands out. It's kind of like a downward facing dog with a wide-legged forward bend, letting your head drop down. And then bringing your hands back to center, rocking to the opposite side, reaching your hands out. Coming back to center, going to the opposite side. Yes, we are working a lot on the inner leg, and I know you're thinking about like opening your hips. But this is the adductor, right? Brings your hip in. So you kind of need to work all the muscles, not just out here to loosen up. Continuing that deep breathing as you come to the center, going to the other side, reaching out, letting your head drop down. Coming back to center. So bringing your toes so they're facing forward, the long edge of the mat. You're just going to place your hands on your ankle and slightly bend your knees as you slowly rise up. Take a deep inhale here. Sigh it out through the mouth. Inhale. And then exhale. Kind of just let your hands slowly go down your legs as you go down and drop your head. Inhale as you slowly rise up, letting your hands rise up the outside of your legs. Inhale, dropping down. Exhale, rising up. Again, doing this slowly so that you're not getting a head rush. Inhale, dropping down. Exhale, rising up. We'll go up and down one more time. Well, let's go down actually. Inhale down. And then just hold and drop the head. My glasses are coming off. Just let your hands fall underneath your head. You can have a slight bend in the knees. Taking a deep inhale and then exhale. Again, reaching out, slowly rising up. And then you're going to step your feet together. You're going to turn to the side. We're just going to do kind of a high lunge. So you can kind of just step your feet apart. Since your lower back bothers you, work on keeping the ribs over in front of the hips. And you can kind of play with like up on your toes, dropping your heel back. That knee is bent over the ankle. And then we'll just do some inhale, reaching forward. And then exhale, reaching back, opening that chest. Maybe you can, we'll do this. Inhale, toes up, reaching forward. Exhale, reaching back, dropping the heel. Again, keeping your hips forward. Inhale, reaching up. Sorry, your ribs. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale, reaching forward. And then exhale, reaching back. So turning, pivoting that back foot. We'll do a little warrior two. Your inner thighs are kind of rotating up towards your nose so that your knees are protected. You can come up on your heel and kind of pedal down. That might help you open that up. Do the same with the back foot. So heel inside to outside toe. It's real light. You can't barely see it if I'm doing it. Bringing your hands to your chest. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, reaching out. Inhale in. Exhale, reaching out. Inhale in. Exhale, reaching out. Inhale in. Exhale, reaching out. Just holding for a second. And then walking your feet together. Just take a second to notice. We haven't done that yet. You know, I like to do that. Yoga on the beach. Just pause, right? Awareness to our bodies is super important, especially as an athlete, right? You don't want to ignore it. The quicker you can get the signal to your brain, the better. So paying attention and being aware is definitely important for all of us, but as an athlete, it can help you respond quicker to stresses in your body. So we'll go to the other side. Toes facing in the same direction, a higher lunge. Again, I want you to have your ribs forward of your hips because your lower back bothers you. So we'll do the same motion where we'll rise up on the back toes as we reach forward and exhale, dropping the hands back, reaching back, keeping those ribs forward. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, extending back. Inhale, toes up and reaching. Exhale, dropping the heel, reaching back. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, dropping back. One more time. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, dropping back. And then turning to center, pivoting that back foot so that the outer edge faces the short edge of the mat. Again, lift those front toes and do like a pedal down so that you can rotate that inner thigh up. Do the same with the back. So inner heel to outer toe. Real slight movement. Can barely lift that toe up. Hands to chest. Inhale in. Exhale, reaching out. 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 Inhale in. On the next exhale, reaching out, holding here. And then lowering your arms. Coming back to center. Again, noticing. So you might start to feel it stretch a little bit on the front of the thighs. We've kind of started on the inside, feeling it stretch there. Might feel, both sides might feel a little more even now that we did both sides. So the next thing we'll do is you'll shift your weight into your left foot. But make sure that you are kind of extended straight out, right? Don't stick that hip out. You're gonna bring that opposite ankle to your knee. And obviously with our ankles, balance might be a little bit harder. So take a deep inhale and then slowly lower as low as you can go, right? And then maybe inhale, extending the hands out. Exhale, bringing them in. Inhale, extending the arms out. Exhale, bringing them in. You can sink a little bit deeper as you're standing. Go ahead. Inhale out. Exhale in, and then hold. Not hold your breath, just the hands. And then see if you can go a little deeper. If you can bring your hands all the way down, go ahead and do that. Not just stay up. Grabbing my desk here to stay up. And then dropping the foot. So shake it out a little bit. And then we'll switch the weight into the opposite foot. So the foot that you do not have the weight in, bringing that ankle up to the knee. Slowly lowering down, right? So our ankles make it challenging for us to balance. Hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, hands out. Inhale, hands in. Exhale, hands out. Inhale, hands in. Exhale, hands out, This time, let's try just holding our hands out. This is my weak ankles, so it's making it a little bit hard. And then inhale, rising up. Dropping your foot down, kind of shaking it out. Noticing how you feel now, right? So we definitely are working the outer hips now. And so the next pose we're going to do is Malasana, or yogic squat. So tight hips, not a lot of flexibility in the knees, and our ankles make this a hard pose for us. So it's easier when your ankles are weak to kind of put your feet out at an angle. If anyone else happens to be watching this, you can have all toes facing the long edge of the mat. I don't have the flexion to go the whole way down. Bryce, I'm guessing you don't either. So you're just going to exhale and slowly lower down. If you need to rest your arms on your thighs, that's okay. It's a light rest though, right? Breathing deeply. Inhale, rising up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lowering. So this squat is probably the best thing for you with basketball, with the flexibility in your ankles and your hips. So the more you can work on it, the better. Making sure that that lower belly is engaged when you lower down to protect that lower back. Breathing deeply. Rising up. Lowering down. Rising up. Noticing as each time you lower down, if you can go a little lower. Rising up. One more time down and breathing. Inhale, rising up. So this is a little more strenuous than my classes that I do on the beach. We're going to come down to Savasana now. And the way I want you to lay down in Savasana is your feet together, your knees flopping down. And I want you to do that so that you can release some of the lower back from what we just did. And don't skip this part. Take the time to tune in. Tune in to your hips, your knees, your ankles. Noticing maybe one side feels looser than the other. Breathing deeply. Noticing any tension that you have and doing your best to release it. This is the moment for you to have gratitude that you tried this, that you're working towards more harmony in your body, which translates to more harmony in your mind. And then stay here as long as you'd like. You can join me here, seated, whatever's good for you. Always sealing practice with hands together at heart center. Having a moment of gratitude for doing what's good for you today. Self-care, improving your well-being. And as always, may you have less worries and more smiles. Love you.